That's not happening. Huh. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Carrie just remembered to record, but I have to go to the screen to punch that thing off. So hang on one second. Okay, there we go. So sometimes at any rate, when things are oversized, the side hems dip down, and that's because it's one piece and it's a triangle. You think about that, this hypotenuse goes down, and so the hem does this. Well, with this, that never happens. With this, the hem is just exactly what it's supposed to be. And I've got hips, but I don't look like I have hips with this. So this takes a little more of the lace wool, mostly because you want to have a lot of colors. And if you don't have a lot of colors, it's just not going to be as wonderful. So I think this one was also just 2 strands, as I recall. So I put together, we called this Painted Desert, and I put together a few more colorways. So here we have Autumn. These colors are just all a little deeper than what you have here, tied together with this really yummy, dusky, rosy color. And we have Ice, because what the heck? I have to have those yummy, cool neutrals tied together with a plum. And then, because some people are really color oriented and they love those bright, beautiful, cheerful colors, here's Blossoms tied together with that lovely aqua. So this garment is not in the new presentation portion. It's in the old section under kits. It's called Painted Desert, but these new colors are up there. So any questions about that? And Fontel, yes, you can step up on my little on my little thing. And this is the original lace wool jacket. This one is 3 strands, and it's only 2 colors. The 2 colors are this olive combination and this blue combination. And you start with 3 strands of A. You take one A out and put a B in, and that gives you the next section. You take another A out and put a second B in, that gives you this section. And then you finish with 3A. So you get that really lovely combination of colors. And the interesting thing is I think we all agree the most interesting portions are the center sections, where the colors are really combining and doing something unusual and unexpected.
There's great swing to it.
Yes.
I mean, when you walk with this, it just moves beautifully.
And very packable, doesn't wrinkle. 12 ounces.
And you pick this sweater up with 2 fingers.
Right. And here is the same sweater that we sort of reinvented. I think I made some modifications. So even though these colors are orderable, this pattern's a little bit better. And so
this has a front band on it.
Yes, it has a front band. That's part of it, which is nice. But the other part is I modified how the sleeves and shoulders fit. And it's just a little bit better. So this is the pattern that you would get, but you can get any of the colors. And I think those are all on the older portion of the website.
They surely are.
Yeah.
May I ask a question? Or are we supposed to put them in the chat?
No, you can ask a question.
The one that you're wearing, Laura, what is that color, or is that colorway not available?
No, it is. This is called Painted Desert.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the jacket.
It is, but it's also the name of the colorway.
Well, you confused me. Thank you.
This was the only thing we offered for a long time. So it's just in there as Painted Desert. But yes, this is available. This color is available, and this is Painted Desert. And I'm just going to say,
Fontel, this is Nikki. I have a question.
Yeah.
On the sweater that you're wearing versus the burgundy one there that Laura showed, what's the difference in the patterns?
Okay, well, the one that I have on does not have a front band.
Okay.
So this one does.
And this one does. See the rib band that you have there?
Okay, yeah.
And then
This
Laura
one's a
will
little
talk
bit
about-
longer.
A little bit longer, and then Laura talk about the shoulder shaping.
Yeah, I changed.
And what's that one called?
Yeah.
That Laura's looking at right now.
They're both called landscape.
Okay, all right.
The
Thank
one-
you.
The one I'm wearing is the original landscape. And this is the new version of landscape. And I think both patterns are available.
Oh, they are.
So,
So Fontaine, on the chat, it says original lace wool jacket.
okay,
What's it really called? Landscape?
I believe it
Yeah,
is.
it's called the landscape
Yeah,
jacket.
I think so.
Okay.
And I think, Nikki, if you go on to the website, I think you'll see both of these pictured.
And those, do you have those kitted up?
Yeah, yes, we absolutely do.
Okay,
And there are color options online for those. Yeah.
okay.
What is the colorway for the red landscape?
This is Cabernet and Tamarack.
Yes.
That's very pretty.
It is, yeah.
It really is. It's just gorgeous.
And the band is contrasting?
The band is just, the band is made, you know what, here, I think I can take this off. I won't be able to get it back on, but yeah, and get it closer to you so you can, we'll throw a scarf on her or something later. The band is
Oh, that's very pretty.
Yeah. done the
That's
way,
super.
done the same way as the sweater, but because it's done over a short length, you get that really beautiful little gradation in the band.
Very pretty.
Mhm.
Well, as long as it's off, I could put it on.
Sure.
This is Carrie manning the front office. I'm going to tell you that the lace wool jacket that Fontel is wearing, we have had on hundreds of people over the years. It has really worn well and held up well. And I mean hundreds of people at all kinds of sizes. It's really lightweight. It's really soft.
So this is a few inches longer. And the, I forget exactly what it is I did. I think
It's a
I,
different armhole.
yeah,
Those are
it has a
different
little
armhole.
bind off.
Mhm.
Because this one gets a little, to get it in tight enough on the shoulder, it got a little weird. Right there,
Okay.
right. So I actually on this one bound off some stitches at the armhole and on the sleeve, and it just makes everything fit better. So you don't want to do that. You want to do this one, and then you can choose to put the band on or not, frankly.
Sure.
Because
That's gorgeous.
this one is fine without the band.
And it's the same ingredients. So the
Right.
kit will do,
Right.
you know,
So that's red and blue.
Yes, it's a really deep teal with a little bit of green in it, and then the really deep burgundies. Again, I'll hop up on the table, get
Okay.
it close to you so you can see it.
What is the stitch pattern?
It's called mistake rib. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just knit 2, purl 2, rib on an odd number of stitches.
Oh,
Okay,
she's
here we go.
climbing up, Fontel. Would you tell us again where to look on the website for these while you're showing them?
Sure. These will be, if you'll go to the basic website, you're going to go to kits. There's
Mhm.
a top bar. Okay, on the top it says kits.
Right. Yep, got it.
Come down to the alphabetical list, go
Yeah.
to them
Did that.
and do that. The other way that you can do it, and that way you'll scroll through all of the kits that we have from Prism. There's
Okay.
also on the home page, there's a little spyglass up on the upper right-hand corner.
Right.
That's a search bar.
Mhm.
Then you type in landscape jacket. That will also bring you to this kit.
And are all these up yet, or are you going to be putting them up like tomorrow or whatever?
They're on there.
Yep.
Thank you.
What
Appreciate
we
that.
do the
Yeah.
week before.
So the new things that Laura is introducing tonight, the easiest way to find those is to go to the presentation, under presentation. But they are also all listed in the kit listing as well. And if you know the name, then just type it in the search bar and that'll take you right there. I believe that's called a shortcut.
Thank you so much. That's perfect.
You got it.
Okay. So doesn't everybody love Andrea Mowry?
Yep.
Right? Don't you all love Andrea Mowry's patterns?
Yes.
Really is a very talented designer. So I've come to a point in my life where I realized that I don't have to design every single thing. And I ran across this pattern of hers. And I emailed her and said, how would you feel about me making up your pattern in my yarn and presenting with it? She said, I said, I'll send everybody to Ravelry to get your pattern. She said, great. So this is called Goldfinch by Drea Renee Knits, which is what she calls her line. And this is a big asymmetrical lace and garter stitch wrap that looks like it's made out of 4 colors, but it's really only made out of 3 colors. And why is that? Because this little section at the bottom, which very much looks like it's purple, is actually this color and this color, 2 rows and 2 rows. So because, you know, I'm a color maven, I got to tell you all about this. That's what's happening here. So this is a great piece. I like wearing it like a cowl almost, with the shorter end first and then the rest wrapped around. But it would also be really lovely as a traditional shawl. One of those great things that if you have a cuff, you don't have to worry about it falling off your shoulders. It's a nice piece. Yeah, it's a really nice piece. So I put together some colorways. You obviously are welcome to look at, in particular, at the chroma colors. 3 skeins, and I just put together some things that I thought would work really well. So we have cornucopia here, which is rust and olive and teal, and I think that would be an absolutely gorgeous combination. Pansy, which really does look just like a pansy, right? Got that little burst of orange in the center and the deep purple and a little bit of lavender. Who remembers Good and Plenty? Here we have Good and Plenty. I remember it.
I remember that. Oh gosh, yes. When she said Good and Plenty, I said, is that black and white? She said, no, don't you remember there's pink in there too? And okay, gotcha.
Baroque, and I named that Baroque because it reminds me, these colors in particular are very much a part of Baroque painting, those really rich jewel tones, and I just really liked it with the gray. And then, being that water person that I am, I had to have a lagoon. So we have a darker teal and a blue and a sage green. So one thing you will notice with all of these, if you look at Andrea's pattern, she's got quite a bit of contrast. She's got 2 light colors and 1 really dark color. So sometimes I did 2 really dark colors and a lighter color, but in order to make this really shine, you want to have that contrast in there. You want to have some of that contrast. So you are, of course, welcome to create your own, but I think that's a very successful piece.
It's lovely.
I know, and I didn't have to design it, and I didn't have to write the pattern.
There you go.
And I hired someone to knit it, so I didn't have to do anything except
Laura,
put the
what
colors
is
together.
The color that you have on?
The color I have on, we call this Blossom, I think.
Blossom.
Yeah, this is
All right.
Blossom. This is the
Okay.
and this was my chroma thing where I said, okay, I'm going to pick this color, and then I'm going to go over 2 steps and get another color, and then go over 2 steps and get another color.
So they can deal with this exactly as
Right.
Laura talked about the chroma color wheel. You can go across the board. I mean, really, all of those colors are meant to go together.
Right.
So you can pick as far away on the
Right.
color wheel, or you can go close. But
Right.
if you need contrast,
Right.
chroma is just a wonderful way to go.
And so, and this is interesting, in this case, the contrast is mostly hue contrast, right? So you've got a green, you've got a lavender, and you've got a coral. So there's a lot of contrast in the colors themselves. Whereas here, there's not so much contrast in the colors, there's more contrast in the light and dark. But that's okay. Either way works, as long as you have some contrast. to make it work. Any questions about this? Okay. Those can just, we can recreate that easily.
And we can revisit colors if you need.
Yes, absolutely. These are not going very far. And they're all going into their own unique boxes. So we can do this.
And you have a helper.
So we did show this in the last event, and this is a brilliant decision by Fontel. This, I forget, the wrap is called the
Agatha shawl.
Agatha shawl.
Agatha shawl. Mhm.
And it is again available on Ravelry, and I don't.
It is.
Yeah, I don't remember
is.
the name of the designer. Sorry, we're not gonna give her attribution today because we can't remember. But I love this. I hadn't seen it, and it's really gorgeous. I'm going to come close so you can see the work that's in there. I love that what is happening on this border just gets repeated in these little like zigzags in the whole thing. And I was playing around with this quite a bit earlier, and what I really liked about this was almost wearing it like a cowl rather than a shawl. I really thought that was quite,
It is.
was quite lovely, just like that. And it's interesting because this is a ebony, which is close to black, and melon, which is a really brownish, orangish thing. And yet look at how great it looks with the plum of my dress.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it really works.
And all of this checkerboard on the end is just done with simple slip stitches. So you're never working more than one color in a row. It's a 2-row repeat and you just slip them. But I think these little zigzags.
Yes, which are just,
That to me, yes.
yeah, they're just repeated. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. So, and of course you can wear it as a more traditional shawl. And it's very nice. So this we did show this in our last event, and so it is on the older section, not on the brand new. But I also thought that again, now you have to have some contrast here, or you're going to do a lot of work and it's not going to show up. So you can go blue and coral. That's a really nice contrast. And then I put together a whole bunch where it's one solid color and one moderately multicolor. So that's going to look pretty magical because the solid is going to define all the pattern, and the colors in this are going to just come and go. So this is the Huron and Adobe. This is Goldenrod and Shale. This is in the same ballpark. This is Shale and Fog. So this has a little multicolor to it. So it's going to be kind of magical. Oh, it's Petite Madison. You can break in, Carrie. Petite Madison, sorry. So Petite Madison, which is, if you haven't knit with it, is a spectacular yarn. It's a fine micron merino, cashmere, and silk blend in a single strand, a single ply. So it's a little tender to use for garments, but it's fabulous. You know, it's not going to hold up to garments. If you've got rubbing here, you're going to wind up getting pills, but it's fabulous for accessories where they're not taking that kind of hard abrasion, and they're so soft.
Yeah.
It's so soft. So, okay, back to the not the subtle contrast. So there's a deep steely gray blue and a slightly variegated, and maybe a little more. You've got shades of gray and red. I'm a big fan of that combination. And then I decided that there might be some people who are really bold out there, and that these are fabulous. Can you just imagine that gorgeous sapphire blue with this wild tropical, I call it Maui colorway? That is going to be really magical, as is this ginger and pansy. same thing, gonna be just really spectacular. So I don't know, I may have to have one of those done. One of these more multicolored ones,
Beautiful.
just so people can see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not just, you don't have to be limited to two solid colors.
Right.
You
right.
can
Oh.
kind of step out of the box.
Yeah.
Fontel or Laura, are these kitted up?
Yes,
So what is this one that I'm running my cursor on? Which you can't see, the gray and the blue gray right in front of the, no, next one over.
this
That one. What's
this-
that called?
fog and shale.
Fog and shale?
Yeah.
It takes one skein of each
Yep.
and the pattern comes with it?
Yes.
Not from me, but from
No,
Fontel.
I purchased the pattern
Right.
and I will include it with your yarn.
Do you mind taking that off again? Let us see the pattern in the shawl. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I was
I'm
doing
just-
stuff before you.
I'm gonna get up on the table so that you guys can really see it, because it's a little bit subtle. Someday I'll have the other laptop so I can go back and forth.
Oh,
I know, wouldn't that be something? Isn't
Oh, that is lovely.
that gorgeous?
Oh, yes.
So, yeah,
And this shell is really lightweight. It's very lightweight and it's super, super soft.
well, yeah, excuse me. Yes, it's, I mean, did it use like all of it, or was it?
we had a little leftover.
So it's probably 7 ounces,
Yeah.
6.5 ounces, because
That's
it's
beautiful.
2 3.5 ounce skeins.
Sue, if you want to chime in, Sue Hickenbottom is joining us tonight, and she is actually my friend and knitter who did this.
Ah,
You know, if you have any insight to this, Sue, chime in.
She's muted.
You have to unmute yourself, Sue.
Yeah, it definitely needed the contrast in the colors to get it. We started out not with yarns that were not contrasted and decided to change it, and it made a big difference.
yeah, yeah.
How much yarn did you have left over, Sue? Do you remember?
Very little, very little. Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, I didn't worry. It was not enough that I didn't worry about it. So,
2 skeins, 1 skein each does the job.
Yeah.
yep.
Thanks, Sue.
Okay,
Okay,
all right. Are you ready for some fun now?
always.
So we
right
have something that we only do for Purely Prism. And in large part, that's because when we do other events, there's a lot of people that we don't have a relationship with. And this gets a little tricky. So we have made up 7 unique colorways of this jacket, which you might recognize from knitters as a few years ago. Fontel says she has 2 or 3 copies left
I
of the
do,
magazine.
Of the magazine. Mhm.
And when she is out of those, I know that it's still available.
Yes, available online.
So this is Merino Mia, which has been discontinued. We've replaced it with Mia 2, but I don't have anywhere near the same number of colors in Mia 2 as I had in Merino Mia. This is another piece that starts at a certain width and grows narrower as it goes up around the entire garment. So you don't have, again, have any dippy edges or anything. And the body is knit in one piece to the armholes. So you don't have to worry about matching colors or anything, but see the beautiful shape of this? It's just, I mean, it's just exactly right. Now, the person who knit this, she missed on her gauge on the collar. So I need to try to submit a little bit more. It pulls up, it shouldn't. And if you did the pattern correctly, it wouldn't, but that's not what always happens. So this does an interesting thing. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see that these are just stripes. And that when you get up to here, it is a serious chevron. Now, if you think, remember those old matchstick puzzles when you were kids and you have the matchsticks laid out and how do you make this do this? Well, if you had a straight line of matchsticks and it was this wide, and for some reason you needed to get it this wide, what could you do? Well, you could take that straight line and you could make it do this. So that's what has happened here. It's wider at the bottom because it's a straight line and narrower at the top because it is a full chevron. And you slowly add the rows of chevron so that it just gets gently drawn in. Now, somewhere near the waist, there is a decrease row to really pull it in. But other than that, you know, you have this big swingy body, and then the sleeves you want to be narrow. They're gonna look better if they're narrow. So whatever you have to do for yourself, it is written in sizes, but that's a place that you want to check. You want to make sure that the sleeve is appropriate, and it can be easily adjusted if you need more width in the sleeve than the size that you're making calls for, or you can make the bigger size sleeve. This has a gorgeous deep ribbed collar that is folded back and attached on the inside. So you really have the heft to hold it here. So here's what we're gonna do. Oops, number one's already on the floor. So this is what all those bags are for. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna lay them out one by one. We have 7 colorways. And if you want it, you say so. Oh, and Carrie mentioned in the chat earlier that there's a gift tonight, and that is a 20% discount on this particular item for anybody who buys one. So that makes it a very nice deal. And remembering these are A, unique colorways, B, the yarn is going away. So if you like it, and it is 18 full skeins of Merino Mia. So if you've ever looked at Sonata or any of our other big Merino Mia jackets, it's enough yarn to do that if this isn't the style that you like. So if you like the colors, you're going to want to grab it. So we're going to start with the first colorway. And the colors in this jacket are not, oh, where do you see this? It's not an equal quantity of every color. There's a main color and then a secondary color, and then all the other accent colors. So in this case, the main color, the one is this purple and black and fuchsia. And when you look at it and you say, wait a minute, what's this bright orange one doing in there? There's a reason for that, okay? If you look at what I'm wearing, the white is really important. It's really important to understanding the pattern stitch and the visual of it. It's really important that you have something that is a light, bright accent. In this, it happened to be white. In this, it would be this one, and then this lighter pink.
Just a question. How many colors are in the jacket that you have on?
The same thing, 7 colors.
18?
18 skeins, 7 colors.
7 colors. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
5 of the main color, 3 of the second accent color, and 2 each of 5
more
other
colors,
colors.
right.
So that's how you get
Right.
the 18 in the 7
Right.
colors.
So how are we dealing with the 18 that are on the table? Are we
So
picking out the main color and the other
there are
color?
5 of these. I've just put it here
Okay.
spread out so you can see how they would look if they were knit like this. So I can show you that the main color is this one, and the secondary color is this one.
Wow.
So yeah, so you're going to see more of that purple and black than you are of everything else, but they all relate. So, you know, it's this one's a beauty. And as I said, you are not, it's a really good deal. It's a really good deal. And there won't be many more that we can make. So this is number 1. And we're doing this in part for the recording, but Fontelle's now going to all of these.
I can be the scribe if somebody wants
Yes,
it
if somebody
too.
wants it, say, or we can go through all of them and then you can say if you want them. So Fontelle's going to scoop these into a bag and we're going to put the number in the bag.
And I just like to do one little editorial. Laura is, I think all of you understand and appreciate, is a master colorist. He knows when it takes a lot of dark, and she knows when it's really important to throw that little bright in. It's all part of the design. And so that's, I mean, that's really what Prism is all about. So you can just be rest assured that these will be phenomenal when they are knit up. So that's my little 2 cents.
Thank you. And I will, I do have to say that I have heard all of my dying life. Really? You want me to do that? Including some of my contract knitters who knit for me. You want me to do that? Yeah, I really do want you to do that. Oh, I didn't think it was going to look like this, but I did. I knew it was going to look like that. So, all right, now we have
Oh my God.
number 2. Oh yeah, this is an incredible
Oh,
colorway.
that's fabulous.
All taupe and mauve and a little tiny bit of this light pink that's going to give you what the white is giving you here.
And what was the other jacket that it could be knit, these could be used for?
Sonata, which is or etude, which is the usually is. Okay.
It's the cover sweater on Laura's book. Artful Color.
Okay, I have the book.
Remember that one? Yeah.
Here it
Yes,
is.
here
You
it
can
is.
put
Oh, yeah,
that-
and here's the model.
You can put that one on. Sure. Take
Okay.
take the pencil off and put them. So now there's enough yarn to make Sonata, but if that's what you want to do, you might want to talk to me about how you might want to do it, because in Sonata it's the same number of skeins of each color. So you would be playing with the color a little bit more. But this
No, I like that
This
one.
is that classic Eileen Fisher aesthetic of a boxy, tailored body,
Yeah.
little bit fuller sleeves, and enough width that this hangs properly, not doing this, right? You gotta have enough width that it hangs properly on the front, as does this, right? It's like, that's not good. That's not how it should fit. So there is enough yarn to make this style, and we could certainly work with how you do that with the colors that you have. So, are we good on this?
Yeah, oh, that's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. Yes, it is. Okay, that's number 2. So now we have a lot of deeper blues and purples with an accent of just that really flash of light blue, okay, functioning like the white. And that really rich jade. So the main color here is this one, and the secondary color is this one. So for somebody who likes a cooler look, this is probably the one in the group that's the closest to what I'm wearing.
Okay. Sure.
I think, yeah. It's not obviously exactly it, but it's the closest in terms of how it would feel. Oh, and that's number 3.
Good. All right. Any
Okay.
questions about this one?
Right.
Okay.
Laura, tell me again about the 20% off. Is that just for one person or is,
Any of you who buy this kit tonight, any of
Just
these
for this-
kits tonight, it's 20% off.
okay, thank you.
I just want to tell you, Vanna, that you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I knew she'd be good at it.
I don't even have to turn any letters.
No, not yet.
Okay, so now we're on to another one of my favorite.
Oh, gorgeous.
And this is deep burgundies, brownish reds, plum. So here we have, I'm trying just to disperse it a little bit so you get the idea of how it would read. So this deep burgundy is the main color, and the secondary color is this one, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. Secondary color is this this plum that's got warm undertones in it. So yeah, we had fun doing these
Yes, we
today,
did.
and they are gorgeous. We did a good job,
Yeah.
Montel.
Not bad. I love them.
So that's your number 4.
I love that.
Yeah, that pop of red. Yep. That's the equivalent of the white in this, is that pop of red. Okay.
Okay, number 4.
Okay, now I have to admit that I'm getting warm, so I'm gonna take this sweater off. Aren't you getting warm?
Not yet.
Not yet. We got studio lights on us. I'll just pop this on her here, even though it's backwards, so you can be looking at it. Okay. Here's as close as we're coming, I guess, to that Pisces thing.
Ah,
It's mostly greens, but it's watery greens, a lot of watery greens. And there's a little bit of brown in there, a little bit of plum in there, some gold, a lot of olive. This green is your main color. It's like a forest green. And I forget what, and this is the secondary color, which is teal and warm browns.
Laura, what size needle for this? Size 6?
What?
What size needle for this? A 6?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know that I remember, but I'm thinking more like a 4.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking 3 or a 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I
don't
just-
think it was a 3. I don't think I ever used Marina Mia
Okay.
on a 3. So I'm thinking it was a 4.
6 for me.
It's beautiful. It's
That's a
absolutely
beauty.
beautiful.
That's a beauty.
Yeah.
Okay, if none of you claim that, I may. That would be number 5. Yeah, that's pretty special. Okay. 2 more.
She really did have fun pulling these colors. It's like, oh, wait, I can do another one. I can do this.
I know, we thought maybe we'd only get 3 or 4 of them, and then it's like, oh no, look, here's this. Okay, that's your 5. Here's this.
And
So
that's
now
because
this
it's so limited on this yarn.
This is a study in contrast, because this is all neutrals now, but look at how this is going to be so Missoni when it's knit. Because that's really the inspiration for all of these chevrons is Missoni. So your main color in this is this shale, which is a taupe. It's a grayed brown. And your secondary color is, what is our secondary color? Yes, is the antique. Yep. So that's number 6.
Okay.
And last one. Okay, do I have any bright lovers?
Oh, we always have bright lovers,
We always have bright lovers.
don't we, Jan?
Yes, Jan, you'll like this one.
This is kind of like Sue's Sonata. Right, clear.
Yep. Just
Jewel colors.
beautiful jewel
Yeah.
tones. And your main color in this one is this very bright cantina, and the secondary color is the purple and black. So, and your real pop colors are the hot pink and the jade green. number 7.
Righty.
Any questions about this?
Are we ready to declare?
You, as
Sure.
far as I'm concerned, you can go right ahead. Carrie, are you recording?
Oh, yes.
So Carrie, this is Carrie. This is Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, I would like number 2.
Ah. Ah, too bad.
Is there somebody else who wants number 2?
Yes, Dolores.
Dolores, I can probably put something like number 2 together. It wouldn't be the exact same colors, but it could certainly be the feeling of.
What I really loved was the light one that almost looks pinkish. There was the lighter of the elements in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, actually, I think I can do that. Let me, I'm gonna take a real quick look.
Could I see 1 and 4 again
Sure.
at these parts?
All righty. All right, so number 1 were the purples. So this is the main color. All right, so that gives you and this one was your lightest color. So that's the color family.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So who wants this one?
I got to see 4 first.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Number 1.
Okay, Dolores. Would that be an answer for you? It's a lighter range of those pinks. And I might have to throw in some Mia too, because there might not be enough. I did this obviously pretty quickly, and this is not 18 skeins, so I'd have to go check. Is that heading in the right direction for you, or do you want more of the brown tones in?
I think more of the brown.
Okay,
So Laura,
Yeah.
this is Nikki, and I might be ready to relinquish the number 2 if I could see the green one,
yes,
one with the forest green,
Yep.
and number 6 again.
okay. So
I
I'm gonna
might be
put that
going
up.
to trade.
Until that's number 5.
Here's
She wants,
Nikki, and that's the green.
BJ wants 6.
BJ wants number 6.
Who does?
BJ.
What number is that one you're in right now, Laura?
5. This is 5. Which is the one that had the real greens. Which was the one I said I might want.
Well, I tell you what, I'll give up number 2 for the woman who wants 2, and I'll take that green one.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. I don't think you
Okay,
would be.
Dolores, you get number 2.
2.
Nikki, you get number 4, number 5.
Nikki gets number 5.
Okay,
You wanna
perfect.
write this?
Thank you.
And so now, next time you owe me.
Solution. Good solution. All right.
So then it's you're between the 1 and the 4, huh?
So that's 1. This is 1. Yeah, that's 1.
Okay. This is number 2. And 2 is now Dolores. Okay. Okay. Yes, it's hard to remember them, isn't it? But this is gorgeous.
That's 1. Mhm. Yeah,
We're still looking for number 4.
Okay. We'll find it.
Is number
I think I like that one.
Or is the one that had the red in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so this is one,
Mm-hmm.
and this is 4.
Okay, Jill wants 4.
And,
The one with the reds.
Okay, Jill.
and Teresa will take 1.
Okay,
Teresa is number 1. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, sorry I joined late.
all
All
right.
right, we're glad you're here.
Apparently it's just in time. And does that leave us with only the brights?
No, we have neutrals.
Neutrals, okay.
Neutrals and brights.
Neutrals and brights. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I know this group a little bit.
Yes, you do.
And you really, I always put neutrals in, but for the most part, you don't buy into the neutrals.
I think did someone take the 3 that had the blues and
No one took that either. Oh, well, that's a good one. I don't know.
Hey, Fontel, I've got to leave here for a second.
Okay,
So
Nick,
are you gonna bring these home or ship them or what?
I'll bring them home.
You're gonna bring them home? So I just pick it up in the store
Yes, you can.
and pay for it then?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'll see you when you get home.
All righty.
Bye, you guys. Thank you, Laura.
Bye-bye.
Nice seeing you.
Good to see you too. So we've got the blues and greens. We've got the brights and we've got the neutrals left. Any takers? We don't have to belabor it. It's not like we're trying to get rid of all of them. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to move on. Okay. And many of you know my friend Brigitte. She does a lot of knitting for me. She does a lot of designing for me. You will know her if you see her because she's a very tall, stunning, blonde Belgian. Call her the Belgian bee. And you probably would have seen her at a Stitches, not with Carrie and Fontel, but at a Stitches. She's quite remarkable. So she lives here in town now with me. I mean, not with me, but here in town. And you will see her in April, we think. And she does a lot of designing with my yarns. So we have 2 very special designs from Brigitte that I want to show you. And the first one is the one she calls Palm Desert. And this is a gorgeous mosaic jacket
that's incredible.
symphony. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to put it on, but I have to, or maybe I should make Fontel put it on. Sure. Because she's thinner than me. Well, yeah, you are. And Brigitte is definitely thinner than me. My hips and Brigitte's hips are definitely not in sync. So when I put her jackets on, they're too, I got the caboose. She doesn't. That is a beautiful, beautiful piece. Absolutely beautiful piece. So it's got a nice folded band, double band. And what she's done is to take one semi-solid color and then one multicolored. So we've got a bunch of pairs that would look quite spectacular. So
What's this made out of, Laura?
Symphony.
Symphony. So it's squishy and soft.
Yes. And so again, I put together things that are going to be highly contrasting, highly colorful, somewhat less so. So in the same kind of feeling that this is, and she's named it Palm Desert, so we've named this colorway Palm Desert, but it's Huron and Kilimanjaro. So Winterfell and this soft gray would have a very similar feeling to this. And so would Shadow Rose and this soft gray, would also have that kind of feeling. Now the pattern is going to show up a lot more in this, which is mink and dune, but it's not very colorful. So it's going to be very structured and very classic looking. This one is indigo and highlands, and that's going to have a little more impact, a little more color than this does, but still not like outrageous, as is true of coral reef and conifer, and even ginger and bracken would be nice and soft. And then we get to these two, which I think would be spectacular. So we have ebony and Maui. So it's really almost black with these really rich jewel tones, or violetta and freesia. So you have kind of lots of choices of ways that you can run with this. And Brigitte is very tall, so this is a long jacket. This is probably longer than I would wear it.
On my tiptoes.
Yeah.
Laura, can you pull that up to the camera? Because on like my monitor, it's really dancing, that design. So
You know what, Carrie? I can't understand you for some reason.
can we see that closer to the monitor? Because
Yeah.
the design on my monitor really dances.
Yes.
There you go.
Carl, if you want to, sure. You feel
Oh,
comfortable?
here we go. This is living dangerously, isn't it? All right, you guys, I'm coming in. So can you see that now, Kara?
Better, but kinda.
Oh,
You
kind
know
of.
what? I need to take it off. and
All
do
right.
it. Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. Some of that design is just beautiful.
The design is really beautiful. It's a lovely.
I love that version, but the black with the color would be spectacular.
Spectacular. Yeah.
So they're fairly simple mosaics,
There we go.
and there's two different ones. Actually, three, because there's the key at the bottom, and then this zigzag, and then this sort of basket weave. And then the sleeves are simple. And the front band is simple. So it is a long jacket, but it could easily be shortened.
It's lovely on too, I will
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah, yeah.
Very,
It looked
yeah.
nice on you.
So it feels good on.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Are we good with that one? Any questions? Symphony is probably on a number 7 needle, 6 or a 7. It's a fairly dense, because it is a mosaic, fairly dense. You know, it's all those slip stitches. So you have a pretty, it's a, I mean, here in Florida, that's our winter coat. That's for sure.
Okay, does anybody want to see any colors again? All right.
Okay. So the other thing that she did is to revisit a somewhat different, I'll do this first off, mitered square. So it's again a long jacket, but it's mitered rectangle, all right? So the mitering happens way down at the hem. And this is Stuff and Symphony and Slinky. And I don't know, it's underneath that box, the colors. I don't know if any of you, Slinky is a yarn that we never really promoted it. We used it in Stuff. It is, in fact, this very slinky rayon ribbon, but it's perfect as one element in like an ABC, which you'll see in a little bit, or as an accent in a jacket like this. So this one actually fits me because she made it wider. And it's a very nice jacket, again, long. It's more than fingertip for me. Again, easily shortened. You can shorten it by shortening it from here, because you want to keep that mitering. So the Slinky in this case adds drape to it, and also appears as that really nice garter ridges that are a little bit of a spark. So we have Kilimanjaro, and notice that in this one, it's Winterfell, which is purples and grays with a purplish symphony, and then a green slinky. So the slinky in this case is the accent. You want the slinky to be a little bit different from everything else. So this certainly goes well together, and this is in here, but that's going to really spark that up. So this is Kilimanjaro. We have Ravine with, this is only for color because this isn't a piece of slinky. I didn't have one, but it's the right color for this. So this would be kind of the reverse of what I'm wearing, where it's going to be mostly green with the purple accent, as opposed to mostly purple with the green accent. I have to take it off, it's warm. Okay. Denim, and in this case, it's not a color contrast, it's a darkness contrast. So you're adding accent with the darker color. This is Woodlands, and which is teal and brown, teals and brown, and you're adding the accent of this olive and brown. Again, if you like light, bright colors, we've got Ginger with the accent of this brilliant zinnia, which is a lovely coral that has a warm undertone to it, and Shadow Rose. So you've got all this gray and pink with just those accents of white. So you can see it on Fontel now. It's for you and for me, it's a little bit long. Yeah, yeah. Sleeves are a little bit long too. So, you know, customizable, but it would be easy enough to just cut out that many stitches and bring it up to just below the butt would be the right length, I think.
What's the name of that pattern?
This is called Winterfell Joy.
Thank you.
And the color of the model is again,
Winterfell.
oh, okay.
Okay. So we only have two more things, three more things. It's 2.5 things. Okay, and that's because I'm going to talk to you about Madison and Plume now. And Madison and Plume, I have 2 items. And some of you may remember these, and some of you may not. They never got quite as much attention as they should have, actually. I think I've got 2 plumes for each. Yeah, so it's going to look nice like that. All right. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Metropolitan. Now, we knocked off this pattern from a very expensive cape that was in a ready-to-wear, like a Gorsuch or something, you know, one of those very expensive ready-to-wear catalogs. And I loved the shape of it. I'm gonna really kill myself on this, aren't I? I'm not used to having another person here. Oh, so sorry, going on the end instead of in the middle. All right. So it's a big open cape. Has a little, I'll get this closer to you so you can see this. There's a little cable and eyelet detail where the increases are. It's buttoned here. And actually, because I don't like buttons that don't stay buttoned, they're actually just sewn, but it looks cool because I would never wear it unbuttoned. And this huge, luxurious plume band, which of course in their expensive piece, it was a cashmere, camel, whatever thing with fur. Well, I also don't like the idea of hurting those poor animals. So instead we have plume, which feels just like fur, acts just like fur, is incredibly luxurious and doesn't hurt anybody. So I'm wearing sapphire, and we have smoke, shale, conifer, and garnet, and bark. And I'll show you this sweater in a minute. It's the same ingredients of Madison and Plume. Now, if you've never worked with Madison, it's a 4-ply, so it's bigger than Symphony. it's a 4-ply and it's merino, cashmere, and silk. It is such a fabulous, fabulous feeling yarn. And it's a workhorse, and it holds its shape, and it lasts forever. So there you can see the cable and eyelet detail, and you can see the buttons down there at the where it's shaped, and then this incredibly luxurious plumy collar. You should put that one on.
Okay.
And I'll put the topper on now. So these are listed separately. The colors are the same for either piece, but they require different amounts. So they're listed as 2 separate things. So I kind of was calling this my retro topper because it reminded me of a 50s starlet kind of a
Yeah.
sweater, right? It's fitted, and it's not the right garment to have underneath it because I've got sleeves sticking out. Although you might want to, they are elbow length sleeves, and a V-neck with this fabulous, again, fur coming down. And it's what is this stitch? Oh, it's a little basket weave stitch, the deep ribbed hem. So this is a fun piece. You look fabulous. I know, it's great.
This is a great piece. By the way, this yarn has 170 yards per skein. So you get a lot of yards. I mean, it's not only an elegant yarn, but it has great yardage. So it's really fun to knit.
Yeah, I have to say, when it turns cold here and I didn't plan on it, that's the piece I always grab, because you know, it doesn't matter what you're wearing underneath it.
Exactly. You've got
Right.
loads of room.
Right.
So you could have literally, I've got a turtleneck on, you could have a turtleneck and a light jacket and
And
wear this
still
as a
wear it
top
over it. Right.
Exactly. I mean, look at the shape of this. It's lovely. And she's got this little button detail that closes it. So you really didn't even have to define the armhole. You
Right.
do that when you put the button or any
Right.
closure there.
Laura, talk about the ingredients in Madison, because it's probably one of your yarns that not everyone's knitted with.
It's 75% fine grade merino, 15% cashmere, and 10% silk.
Right, so
Mhm.
it's
Cashmere and silk. It's a yummy yarn. So I'm going to let Fontel talk to you about this and answer questions if you have any, because for our last piece, I have to go make a wardrobe change.
This is called a quick change artist here. So we'll just see how long it takes her to change her clothes and how much bantering I can do back and forth with you. This is going to be my little moment too. And Carrie, chime in as well. We're just going to tell you once again why we are here. Carrie and I flew down on Tuesday, and we have been scoping out all the venues for our March and April Prism event. So we're staying in the hotel. We know what the rooms are looking like. Here she is. We've eaten in the restaurant. We've talked to some of the purveyors and services of, you know, some little things that fun little facts and events that we're going to do. So that's why we're here. And we wanted to take advantage of all of that and then share with you, our Purely Prism people, with this special presentation. It's the first time that all 3 of us have been together in 2 years. So it's pretty fun for us, pretty special. So
we've had.
Well,
some here.
it's special for us too.
I'm
Oh,
going to
thank
tell you
you.
that when you're here, you feel like you're on vacation, because this is like an upscale beachy town in a way, because you're right on the water. I said earlier we saw a police car that was a golf cart. It was a black and white police car, said St. Petersburg Police on it, but it was a golf cart. I mean, that was just amazing. So we've had so much fun here. So we feel really excited about you all coming. We have worked hard on trying to make it different than being on the ship, like the best thing you could do. So we're happy at how this turned out. So I'm going back that way.
lots of fun
Laura?
little surprises. And you know what? I think Laura could do a backstage change anytime, because guess
she
what? She's
could.
back with us and she's totally changed clothes. So
I did. I did. So the last.
And this
piece-
is gorgeous. Oh, my goodness.
So the last piece is this diagonal tunic. And the features on it, whoops, are it's just a rectangle of shallow V-neck, really deep slits, side slits, done in just stockinette stitch. But it's the ingredients that have made it so darn special. And the ingredients are the slinky that I was just showing you, and Shimmerati with its sequins, and the secret sauce, which is a yarn we used to carry called Flash. And Flash is another slinky rayon ribbon that has gold metallic in it. And I'm gonna come up so that you can see the texture, because now I can't change. I don't have anything underneath it. I can't just take it off and show. Well, I could. You don't care, but I could put my tank top
It's
on.
beautiful. It is just beautiful.
It's dark. It's a dark colorway. It's tamarack, so that's a little bit of hard to see, but you can see just how sparkly it is, and you can also see just how drapey it is. And that was I was very purposeful about that. I have a major fundraiser for the museum going on in a week tonight, actually.
Okay.
And this is what I'm wearing. This tunic with this deep indigo velvet skirt. The theme of the party is A Night at the Carlisle Hotel in New York. And they've even imported 2 cabaret singers from the Carlisle. It's going to be a blast. So I discovered, as I've been cleaning through things in my studio, about 10 big cones of this Flash. So I don't really have any dyed up. I dyed it to do this. And this is the undyed color, which happens to go beautifully with champagne. So instead, on these other colorways, I have put a skein of symphony in just for color. Okay, so this is, I thought I knew what wait.
Based on the.
I have my, yes, I do. So this is, oh, they're not right. There we go. That's right. No, that's not. That's right. Okay, sorry. Okay, Vanna.
Okay, Van.
I didn't have that one organized very well. This is Pinot. So we have a deep burgundy, the lipstick red and gray. This is Lagoon, because you got to have basically a lighter version of what I'm wearing. Flame and Smoke, which is really dark, even darker than what I'm wearing, almost black, but little bits of charcoal and plum in it. And I think it's a lot of bang for the buck.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and it didn't take all that long to knit it. I knit it in a couple of weeks. It's
2 pieces, the front
yeah,
and the
2
back.
pieces, the front and the back.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I love the deep slits.
Yeah.
So again, those that don't need a slit can do it shorter. If you need more room and whatnot, then it has wonderful movement around the hip area. So,
I know.
and it matches, that slit actually matches the shape of the neckline
I
as well.
walk back and forth here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, so
So that's a nice way to end the show.
Yeah.
You just need champagne, Laura.
oh, I think I'll get some next time.
We had that earlier.
What is
What's
this
it-
called?
The Galaxies tunic.
The what?
Galaxies. Like the stars up in the sky.